Cool.
So what I've learned from this fiasco is that you shouldn't buy artisan. That's
Absolutely.
if you did buy artisan,
I think the motto for their company is just great knives, but at what cost?
Yeah, I won't be buying another one.
Why is that, Paul?
Because they're bad.
How are they? How are they?
Well, I haven't announced my knife of the week, so I'll tell you when that happens, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
we might want to fix the camera angle as well because you're hiding
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
using
bottom.
a different phone, so.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that was the
That-
solution to the problem. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Fun, not fun. Anyway, we're here.
Is this your new phone?
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering why. I was like, the video looks very clear. That would explain it.
Yeah, he's looking crystal over there. Look at you, all crystal.
I've been trying to figure out a way to get my phone hooked up to my laptop to use it as like a pass-through webcam, and I know there's apps for that, but
There we go. The camera's on a different place on the front screen of the phone as well.
oh,
So that
right.
help.
I can't help the alignment. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've triggered CPM already, apparently, with
Wow,
the
that's-
title. But it's a Benchmade, so I mean, that's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of ranting and swearing and possibly deleted comments, depending on how far it goes. But anyway. Yeah, good chops. Good chops.
Yeah.
New for 2023 again.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't worry about it.
Ben couldn't join us. Couldn't join us last week. I see. May long weekend. MIA.
I don't blame him. If I could be out in the woods, I would have been.
Yeah, that's fair. I was out
Yeah.
shooting guns with friends yesterday, and I got sunburned for the first time in probably 15, 16 years. I don't like it. I want to go back. I want to go back to the time when I forgot how irritating sunburns were.
They're not great.
Aloe, and then I think Dad had like agave cactus gel stuff that will actually work better than even the afterburn aloe stuff that's out on the market. But yeah,
fair enough.
it was cactus juice.
Like, to be clear, it's not bad. I'm not even peeling. I'm just red on my arm. It's probably not going to show up on camera because of the lighting I have to use today. But
I gotta wait 2 whole days to slap your arm to see how bad you react. It's like
won't be that bad, thankfully for me, because I'm going to forget that you said that.
until Tuesday.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
like-
much.
If the first thing you do isn't slap him, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Wet noodle to the side of the arm just to see how.
Aw.
Yeah. Anyway, Joe, tell us what you're carrying. Oh, sorry. Didn't talk right off the bat. If you're looking forward to the review, skip ahead the next 10 or so minutes here to 7:30 when we dive into it.
Absolutely.
Now, Joe.
Now? Right now?
Right? What? Yeah. I went first last week, so
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm carrying a knife I haven't carried for some time. The ZT 0450 CF. This I've had for about as long as we've been doing the YouTube thing. Hey, you know, I should probably be showing you a picture of the knife. There we go.
That's
Yeah.
normally how this works.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing. It's thick as fuck behind the edge, but that means it's it could beat it up a little bit more. So yeah, it's fun times.
and I don't know what kind of animal hide you put that across, but that's the weirdest looking zebra I've ever seen. Like it's
Yeah.
no
a
wonder
zebra.
it's a rug. It's a rug now. It did not camouflage itself very well at
I
all.
actually think it's a Daryl Dixon AMC Walking Dead like wing pattern
Poncho?
blanket.
Uh,
No, he had them on his leather jacket for a while.
Because he didn't actually want to get them tattooed on his back. Like,
He wasn't that committed.
no.
No, but he got a Death Stranding tattoo, if I remember correctly. Like, good for you, dude. You're fucking weird. You probably hang out with Kojima.
Probably true.
Yeah, it's an alright knife.
Yeah.
Indeed. They make a couple variations of this, and they're all pretty damn good.
I'm gonna say, Paul, do you have this one and the other, or just this, or just the other?
No, just the other.
Mind
Okay.
you, he's got the big boy and he's got the little full tie. I wonder what life would have been like had I gone with the full tie instead of the half and half.
Just butterflies and rainbows everywhere.
Would have been great.
Life would have worked out so much better. Like you would have
All the
caught that
badness in the world
bus.
that we're
What's that?
all the badness we're dealing in the world with right now, all of it on your shoulders.
Oh, so
Because
it's
of the
my
knife
fault.
choice.
You fucking asshole.
I was just gonna make a comment about like him missing that bus that he would have caught otherwise. You went like no
Nuclear.
guts, no glory on that one.
Yeah.
No, everything that's ever happened that's bad is his fault.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I was just gonna say the only reason I never doubled back and like sold this one, traded it in, is because of the Voking. But now I gotta
Now you know
worry. Now I gotta worry about literally everyone's souls because Paul said so.
And not just that, but if you get rid of the Voking and get another one, then like that alternative universe of what the Voking does too.
Yeah, there's no turning back.
No, it's
You've
Man.
made the wrong choice.
the
and we
butterfly
will
effect
suffer
is
for it.
in full effect.
I don't like these fractal dividends. I would like to go home.
I would like to go back to when I was not sunburned and these didn't exist.
pretty much. Oh God. Okay. Paul, what are you carrying?
I'm carrying an artisan that I wouldn't buy again.
That's too bad because
Yeah.
I like the design of that knife, but why wouldn't you buy it again?
I also would like to buy this knife again, but from somebody else because I don't know if you guys can hear that out there, but it's got a little up and down play.
It kind of comes through when you're not talking, but it is a little hard to hear. Yeah, very softly, but there it is. Yeah.
I thought that was just Joe one hand clapping again.
Don't worry about it. So I've heard that with I've experienced with some frame locks, if you hear that rattle, what that is, like you're going on this, you're going along the pivot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that up and down play, it could be that the lock bar is not coming over far enough to engage with the tang properly. Okay, in that position, when you press, if you press on that lock bar as if you're trying to press it more close, does it move? No?
Not really.
I am very confused as to what the hell that rattling sound is then, but alright, fair enough.
Well,
Yeah, I was shaking it the other way to see if it was the stop pin or something, and it's not.
and in this picture, there was no sticky tack used. He just gave up on liking this knife now, and it was
It's
just
like-
like,
Fuck it.
Tempting
If
it
it
to fall.
falls,
if it
falls.
happens, it happens. Maybe it'll fix the lockup. Like, who knows? Yeah.
I just hear Dolph Lundgren in the back of my head. If it falls, it falls.
Yeah.
Awful.
All of those things are accurate. Yeah, to be fair, I have disassembled and reassembled it, so maybe it's something that I did. I will probably start there as far as
I found that frame locks are potentially the most finicky with trying to get back to perfect. Like, if you've done a disassembly to deep clean it and you reassemble it, if you don't tension everything correctly, you don't make sure that everything is seated 100%, I'm more likely to fuck that up than I am even a liner lock or a like an axis lock or anything else. I'm not 100% sure why that is, but
yeah.
You haven't played enough, or you haven't played with enough access locks.
Well, maybe it's just because I'm nervous as shit when I
No.
disassemble my axis locks. But
Anyway, yeah.
Who knows? This might get disassembled and reassembled while we talk tonight. So
be careful you
Good
don't lose
times.
any screws. Good luck.
yeah, that's probably going to happen.
Or any pieces of your body.
Yeah,
Yeah, and speaking of,
Speaking of pieces of your body,
last week took a good chunk. I don't know if we can zoom in on that or not, but
yeah, you
I don't
can.
care. Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't know
as-
amphibians could bite so hard.
Yeah, they can. They can bite very hard. So in honor of getting hacked last week, I figured that my daily carry for this week would be my amphibian.
There you go.
So
I'm not
yeah,
jealous. I'm not jealous at all.
You
don't
should
worry
be.
about it. And also in honor of them announcing a amphibian, I'm going to show off a nicer amphibian.
I wish they just re-released the original, but I'll take a Ramlock. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah, that's the one thing it's got going for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a nice knife, and I likes it. And I probably am not going to carry it much. But I was like, thought about it. I'm like, I don't think this thing has ever gotten airtime other than last week. So
It's been referenced before, but not visually. Yeah, I think this might be the first time it's been. And this really, like, it kind of shows the color, but the green in person is quite a bit nicer than how it appears here. Oh,
There
such
you
a
go.
nice knife.
A little British racing green.
That's
Yeah.
actually, yeah, it's not too far off from that.
That thumb stud is a choice.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest, when mine worked, I loved it.
like
I
on
bet.
this cam, it's almost a gray, but
Yeah, it does. That how it appears in camera there is how mine looks in real life. Very flat, very gray.
that's funny.
Crazy how that gets washed out.
I bet you that thumb stud definitely deploys the knife awesome, but this probably wouldn't be my first food prep knife choice.
And the other
No.
thing with that option as well is single screw holding it all together.
Okay.
I
So
aired
it's
my
screwed into the aluminum?
I've aired my grievances about screwing directly into aluminum last week. Tune in if you want to hear me be very sad.
We got into that on the 8010. That was that's a recurring theme. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not great. Side note: you can actually take these little thumb studs off, and they have milled depressions in the silhouette shape of that stud, so you can actually use it as you would a regular thumb hole. But you have to use a little bit of extra pressure because it's a very shallow shelf.
You're a very shallow shelf.
Well, yeah, a little bit. But that's a cool as shit knife. And
It is.
I want it, so I'm gonna stop.
Did it have a birth date of 2001 on there? Is that what
Yeah.
I saw?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 2001.
Maybe it does.
I forget
Old
when,
man knife.
I forget when mine was made, but they were similar. I think mine is 2004.
Okay.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's cool as hell. I mean, and if you're gonna put all that billboarding on the knife anyway, it's kind of cool to include like the birth date. It's a nice touch.
If you're gonna cover the whole thing anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah.
All right. Started late, still got shit done by 7:30.
Hey, look at
Gonna break into this thing. Are we ready to talk about the Benchmade immunity?
that. I think we are. So we're gonna try a new format tonight, folks. Bear with us as we get through it.
Experiment.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to launch this off. The Benchmade immunity is brand new for this year, kind of. Coming in aluminum handle. Overall length is just a hint under 6 inches. The blade length is 2.5 inches, almost on the nose. Weight is 2.29 ounces with an M4 blade, nice and hard for Joe, just the way he likes it. With a Warncliffe blade in 3 different flavors of handle colors, aluminum barrel spacers, aluminum lanyard tubes. Got woodland green, crater blue, and flat dark earth.
We do indeed.
Yeah, on that note, nice small little knife, fits directly right into your pocket. Really great in a 5th pocket carry, I find. This is like kind of pushing the outer limits of what's comfortable in that pocket size. Yeah.
On that smaller note, you do have to watch out because as you are dropping it shut, you do have to be careful about it being a little bit of a palm slicer.
Just be careful, be aware. It's a very thin blade stock. To see M4 ground as thin as this is, And as hard as Benchmade likes to make it, that's a lovely thing to see.
As thin as a mini bug out.
Absolutely.
That sums us up. We did that. We're going to see what that does. All right.
I might be creative with my snipping later. We'll see.
You're creative with your snipping. That's what this knife is for. Anyway.
Well, we could talk about some creative snipping.
Do they call that flat earth? I thought they called that knife burnt bronze.
They call it dark flat earth, and that is the first of many gripes now.
Okay, so here's the thing. We want to get into gripes. This will be a 3-in-1 gripe right off the bat. Yeah, flat dark earth. But if you go to Benchmade's actual website, if you look on their specs, they have the handle material coming in with 6061 aluminum, but then they have in brackets burnt bronze.
So they're calling it two different things.
But then if you look at the cobalt blue one, or the crater blue, sorry, I said it right in the 60-second thing. That's funny because I want to call it cobalt now. They call it charcoal gray still.
Oh, that's funny.
The handle color of the crater blue.
It's like the marketing team couldn't make up their minds. So it's like, for the description, we'll call it one thing. But for the specs list, we'll call it another thing. And no one will be able to tell the difference.
I suspect what's actually going on there is that those handle material descriptions were from last year when they had a charcoal gray knife option.
Right.
And they were calling it burnt bronze.
And they changed the name of stuff.
And woodland, and just for the record, woodland green is woodland green.
Yeah, so that one stayed the same.
That one stayed the
same. Gripe the second. This knife was announced last year. So we've got the episode title labeled as new for 2023 again, for a reason. This knife. Sorry, go for it.
No, I was just gonna say that was what stumbled me while we were doing our little 1 minute there. I almost responded to that, and then I was like, no, redirect back to.
I appreciate
focus, Paul. Focus.
Yeah. Horse blinders.
So on the color note, where the hell's my charcoal gray? You sons of bitches.
I don't know.
You sons of bitches.
Charcoal gray would have been cool, but my favorite color pattern out of the bunch is actually the blue.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the brown.
Yeah, me too. I like the green. I like the fact that the green is different than the bailout green.
Yep.
And is different than the Osborne green. They made it greenier.
I think I have a picture here. Yeah, so this is a close-up of the pivots.
They're definitely shinier. They're not that same chalky finish.
Yeah, it's definitely more like a much more reflective finish. And assuming that their anodizing setup hasn't changed much, I'm not sure what would cause that.
Did it only just click in my brain that pivot is supposed to denote like some kind of like virus or something?
I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but that's kind of cool if it is. Yeah.
They sure don't talk about it on the website.
I'm just saying that.
I don't think.
Looking at it here, that's where my brain went.
I just figured they were just copying the 850. You two sue each other.
Wrong, but I'm gonna side with Paul on this one. It's probably a little viral.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun for sure. Yeah.
It's nice to see a Benchmade with a fancy pivot.
Yes.
That was one of my notes. Yeah, for sure.
It's a shame that it. I shouldn't make that joke that it influenced the price as much as it did, because I don't think it actually was the source of the heightened cost, so to speak. But these knives ain't cheap.
No, double on price point in a bit. Probably we're going to talk about that. Now, one thing I'll say while we've got this close up, the zoom in, the whatever type of thing going on, the stop pins, nice and close, nice and tightened up. You might be reconsidering loosening them off when you get them out of the box, because consistently these knives have been over tightened. The crater
pins as well.
So one of the things that slows Benchmades down in particular is I think Benchmade out of the box likes to over tighten their stop pins, so you get a nice smooth action 75 to 80% of the way, and then as soon as it starts to come in contact with that pinchy pinch area as it's locking up, that's where she slows down.
Right.
So I noticed that free floating stop pins from Benchmade don't have as much issue with action as screwed in stop pins.
I've literally never noticed that. That's a shit. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Not the first time I've preached about it, but yeah, the bug outs in
Ah.
particular with the plastic handles, oh, they like the pinchy pinch.
Yeah, I can imagine. These guys have full steel liners, so I'm actually kind of shocked that
it's still, there's some shifting action. Maybe it's in what order they put them in, but I've noticed a couple times that if the pivot screw isn't giving you the action you want, play around with the stop pin screws instead. Anyway, if someone else has another note, we can jump over.
I was going to say, I was just going to double down on what you said there and say, I've sold one or two of them, and consistently what I've had to do is go in and loosen the stop pin screw, and that immediately loosens up the action.
That's incredible. Also, make sure you have a crisp T6 bit when you're doing that. Benchmade doesn't have as soft screws as some other companies out there, but the T6s always make me nervous about that.
Play slow. Like don't go in over confident about anything that you're doing with a T6 on a Benchmade.
Does anybody actually own a crisp T6? They don't stay that way for long.
I was going to say I
bought one recently.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I'd have to check. I got a Benchmade Blue box, and that is one nice thing about the Benchmade Blue boxes. They give you 2 T6s, 2 T8s, 2 T10s, but the T6s are always the first to wear out, at least for me.
So you can buy in bulk too. We should just order a bunch of T6s, T8s, T10s in bulk bits and just be done with it.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm gonna make a note of that while we're talking about it.
Okay, on to the review, because we're gonna get this shit done one way or another. They call it stealthy on their website. Let's talk about that.
Stealthy. They call the knife stealthy.
Well, where is it? Something.
Because I mean,
ease of concealment and compact utility. There was something. No, there was.
Is this because they are trying to market this as a black class?
Yeah. And so there was something I had read, or maybe interviews with SHOT Show last year. I dug a little bit because there was a year to talk about this goddamn knife. But anyway, there was some comments about it being stealthy.
Well, they do make some comment here about the included lanyard speeds up retrieval from the pocket for manual deployment in evolving situations. That kind of language leads me to believe that, they are leaning into the more tactical nature of it. But it's weird that this is on their website. They have it underneath everyday knives, but this is definitely in their black class, right?
It's covered in a black box.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
Would a 3-finger knife be your first choice as far as a self-defense situation?
It may not be an option if I were in a state that limited my carry options to something of a sub 3-inch blade.
I'll give you that.
And I think that's
if I was going to say, do I get to use the lanyard like spinning it in that evolving?
Only if you're like hacked up knuckles.
How long's your lanyard, bruh?
Yeah.
Well, long enough. It's made out of the finest nanocord or whatever.
You know what we're
full
talking
immunity chucks.
What's that, sorry?
I said he's gonna make himself a set of full immunity chucks.
Oh God. Well, anyway, picture the Dennis
disease-free since 2023, baby. It's
yeah. Woven
any knife that comes out, you could use 2023 to this year. I'm just saying.
So you may think, the lanyards are color-coded to the handles. 2 out of the 3 are not color-coded to the handles. It's matched to the hardware, which I nearly missed in my early observations of this knife. But
thumb studs,
yeah, the thumb studs and the standoffs match the lanyards. Just a nice touch. Yeah. Well, as close as you would expect Benchmade to get.
As close as you expect them to get blue to blue. In the past, that's as close as they've gotten this blue to blue, as well as the bronze to bronze.
Right.
But if you look at a bug out, thumb stud versus barrel spacer, if you look at other, that's a
little wishy-washy, maybe.
They've never been spot on with the matchy-matchies.
No. That's fair. Now, I am happy that they did come with a lanyard. Just gonna throw that in quick.
Yeah. For the people who care, yeah.
I will be, when I buy one, retying with probably 550 cord, but using that bead in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll probably copy what they're doing here, if I'm being honest, but just with larger cord.
It's not a bad setup, honestly, for what it is. Yeah.
And I'll probably tie it directly because it doesn't need to be removed
Now,
in my case.
on the note of lanyard beads, yeah. Something that I had joked around with Joe about, and it also leads us into maybe a little bit of a price point conversation as well, is that this full immunity, comes with a full price tag. It is a
Jeebus.
fully, man. So 300 USD off their website. Some people have slightly better competitive pricing, even after conversion. But the one thing I was kind of joking with Joe about is that these lanyard beads, if you look at them, they're roughly like probably 5 or 6 pivot colors worth of anodized material.
They sure
And
are.
I've had a recurring joke around as well, is that anytime you put a pivot color on something for Benchmade, is that you have to pay more money for it.
Why do you
So
think? Why do you think the fact is somewhat affordable compared for most Benchmades, even though it's full aluminum handles? That's right, no pivot color.
no pivot colors, no lanyard beads. It's clean of both, right? So it's got space.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I mean, 5 pivot colors worth of anodizing on your tube makes it easily an extra $100 more than what it should be.
So
maybe not quite. $50 more, maybe at the most.
In terms of materials, this knife is the most similar to the bailout from Benchmade's lineup. Obviously, the M4 aluminum variant. It's just about the same price. I'm not sure what Benchmade has the bailout, and you know what? We could look while we're talking here. I'm not sure what they have it for on their website.
I was already looking. Yeah, it's also $300. So it's the same price on their website. Yeah.
So
how much? Go ahead.
Go for it.
I was going to say, how much material difference cost is there really between those two?
Well, and that's the thing, and this is the advantage of a production knife factory, right? Like most of your value comes from the labor more so than the amount of component. Let's say in this case, this is why you see things like the ZT as the below 22, the little flipper being as expensive as it was.
So it just as a side note here, bailout is same stock thickness as a full immunity as well, which is 2.2 mils, 2.28, whatever. Yeah.
I don't think
it's lazy.
Yeah, I have an inkling, and I kind of wish I had compared the thicknesses. Maybe the aluminum is slightly thicker on the immunity. It might also just be a question of scale. I'm looking at a much smaller handle, so proportionately it looks more thick than the.
We also have steel liners rather than inset liners.
Yes,
on the immunity as well, right?
Now, here's the thing. That means that there's shelves, not shelving. There's pocketing on the inside of the bailout that there isn't on the immunity. There's actually less machining on the inside of the handles on the immunity. Theoretically, I don't know if they've pocketed any of the aluminum for more lightweight. I did get some shots of the inside of the immunity, but it's just the steel that looks like it's skeletonized. Where did that picture go? There we go. Yeah, some skeletonization. Yeah, it looks like the only pocketing was done for the Omega spring in the aluminum. The rest of it was just in the steel frame.
That's fair.
Question of price. Man, I don't know. There's this common thought that why would I pay that much for such a small knife, for such a small amount of material? And honestly, it comes down to the work involved in the product itself. M4 isn't cheap. Aluminum, sure, compared to some other materials, is cheap, but aluminum's not particularly inexpensive. The machining lines on everything seems super crisp, so they are taking their time, making sure that everything's nicely done. I have a close up here. Is it this one? Yeah, that one's in slightly better focus. You can see the chamfering for the finger choil, and for the chamfering down leading for where your other two fingers sit towards the front end of the knife. Everything is very, very, very clean. The dimpling is nicely done. I don't know. There is a lot of work that goes into this knife.
Yeah, that's. I was going to say the same thing. Actual production-wise, I can't see there's less work going into this knife than going into a bailout or other things from Benchmade. You know what I mean? So with the cost of the materials not being that much different, it kind of makes sense that it falls in line with everything else.
Yeah.
But it's that like reptilian part of your brain that just goes, no, it's smaller. It should be less expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so there's a couple things with it, though, that I do have to note. Like, action out of the box definitely being one of those. Seemed like rushed, and how can it be rushed after waiting for a year and a half with this knife, right? Also, on the note of being rushed, Benchmade did not have this knife up on their website for probably close to a week after it had actually had its official release date on their social media platform. For 48, 72, whatever it was, hours, that the immunity still didn't even come up. Yeah, like I said, it was close to a week almost that it did not come up on their website as even existing, even after they were like, here it is, guys. Then you went to their website and you're like, but where? Right? So even that seems somewhat rushed.
On that particular point, I wonder if they were rushing to get product out to dealers and so didn't have enough to fulfill orders.
But they have add to carts on all of their SKUs.
Yeah.
Except for charcoal gray.
Yeah.
I'm going to flog that horse tonight.
They might have just wanted to push sales to the retailers.
Benchmade and Spyderco both are pretty... Sorry, I'm just screwing with my lighting here. Benchmade and Spyderco both are pretty good about taking care of their dealers, so I wouldn't be terribly shocked if that ended up being the answer to that particular point, but yeah, they're not saying anything, so it's impossible to say.
Yeah.
And for being how... Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for being how rushed as it was, because it does definitely feel a little bit rushed in some areas. This is such a stupid small thing, and it really shouldn't matter, but... Okay, you have two options, effectively, for making a liner to handle scale material boundary look good. You can either do something called a heirloom fit, where things are chamfered right at the seam where they meet, so even if they're off a little bit, it doesn't stand out. Yeah, it really does hide it. Or you sand it and make it fucking flush, like Spyderco does with a lot of their Secchi CD backlocks, or actually even some of their American stuff. You make it super duper flush. With the immunities, and maybe this is just a byproduct of having been tumbled after being machined and then anodized, but the going from the liner to the handle scale, there's all kinds of weirdness and wibbly wobblies that I don't know that I would have noticed had they been intentionally chamfered. It's not like
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's not like they can't do crisp divisions between aluminum and steel, and I know this isn't a great example because it's black on black, but the Fact has full steel liners, and I don't notice the same kind of, for the lack of a better term, gapping issues that every immunity has seen.
Type of thing, right? Like it's
Yeah. So I'm not sure what the cause of that is, but at this price point, it stands out. We don't have the benefit of cartridge liners. Yeah.
Just a quick shout out to Jose in chat. What is up?
Hey.
I'm gonna be honest. I keep looking over at chat and seeing. I think Paul's right on the money, and I like it. So we're just gonna keep chat as it is.
So we're just gonna have to keep on like pounding the guys to have a whole bunch of chat messages to scroll that right off the screen. So we don't have to look at that anymore.
On the note of the scales and the liners and whatever else not fitting, it is a common theme that we complain about with CRKTs, where they're like polishing the edge of the liner and the corners get rounded inwards as well.
At least with Sierra KT, though, it tends to be a fairly consistent rounding. Not all the time,
Absolutely.
but yeah.
I'm just noticing it in this image here on points.
Yeah.
Alex, we haven't deleted a message in a long goddamn time. Yeah, thank Christ. Thank you, Infinite. It's
No, we'll let that one slide. It's fine.
Fighting. That's not good.
We're gonna have to, report bots.
We're gonna have to ban someone here in a second. No, I'm just joking.
I don't know where Swarf the Third is, but someone hacked his account. It's obvious from
such uninformed opinions. Anyway, sorry. No. Just as a note for the reviewer, the other two here, we are at 19 minutes for our overall review, so we're not doing bad. We're actually doing pretty decent for
all right.
So if we're looking at the chamfering here, I took another photo where you can see sort of a white highlight on the edge of the aluminum, and not to beat a dead horse, but like it is just kind of fucking inconsistent. It's like they knew that it was going to be off a little bit, so they tried to hide it.
So it looks like even something super minor, like the curvatures of the steel liner and the curvature of the aluminum scale is not a matching curvature.
No.
It's an arc.
So knowing what I know about milling machines and how you might go about making these kinds of parts, and I don't want to assume anything given the track that we're already on, but it is theoretically possible that in the rush of making these parts, they were running their tooling kind of hard. So there might be some deviance from part to part. So they have to do something like, I don't know, bead blast or tumble and then bead blast these aluminum components, which are going to show uneven wear more readily. It could be just a compounding issue that, well, we need to get these out as fast as we can. And because of that, there are going to be certain corners that get rounded.
So you
got getting these out as fast as you can. They had 2 years.
17 months.
Yes.
Guys, good lord. Yeah, and that was the one thing I joked about is like this whole like everything seems rushed about this, except for the fact that you had a year and a half to actually get this knife released, and everything still seems rushed.
Yeah. The most confusing part about that point to me is they already make this knife. Or rather, they make something that's twice the size of the same price. Same materials, same heat treatment, same procedure as far as anodizing, to my knowledge, because I think they do all their anodizing in-house. I don't think they have an entirely different setup just for this. So that kind of begs the question of like, where and why did you drop this ball?
Where was the hiccup?
Yeah. Why is there this hiccup at all? Like it's very confusing, and I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer at that point.
It's a shame that we've lost the one of the originals from Benchmade. I forget his name off the top of my head right now, but
Mel Pardue, is that what you're talking about?
No,
Osborne,
Diasisi.
Oh, the CEO of Benchmade.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that might have some part to play in this.
Possibly, because the products like these can spend a lot of time in development before they see the light of day. So that absolutely is a possibility.
And again, not knowing what the hiccup is, it's just yeah.
I've got some other photos from Dennis here. I'm just gonna keep tossing up.
Okay, so relevant size comparison. I don't know if you've got that with Sweet. And also, and I happen to be fiddling with it right now because it is the closest size comparison. Mini H&K. And some people will even refer to like a mini bug out as a size comparison thing. It has a very mini H&K mini bug out kind of vibe to it, right? So, yeah.
Mini Benchmades, they all seem to have a particular size.
And like to slice your palm, just like a mini H&K, just like the immunity. Like it's, So, something else, I've got a couple of other pictures there, Joe, other than you already threw up the size comparison or the in-hand picture. But other than that, I've got 2 close-ups I want to make notes of.
Oh, did I miss those in the emails? I have the only close-up I have so far is the lanyard comparison.
Okay, there was, I think it was the pick 3, take 2.
Oh, okay, there they are. I can have them here in just a half second. Well,
so something I noticed, and we're talking about fit and finish, on some things.
Okay, I have them. Which side?
The blue one first is probably the most notable one, and then you can look at the bronzy one afterwards as well.
So there's
But-
the blue.
So if you look at inside that torque screw on the thumb stud, it's this beautiful fuchsia color that you see there, and not blue in the slightest.
Yep.
Now, I'm not sure exactly the cause of that, but if you looked at the other side, it's blue
Other side.
of the blue one,
Oh.
the blue thumb stud. So I'm saying,
okay.
like, this was an abnormality if you looked at the other side of the blue thumb stud.
Interesting.
Now, also on the bronzy one.
And here's that picture. Yeah. Oh,
If
interesting.
you look at the pivot screw
Weird.
in particular and look right up in there, that's not burnt bronze or flat earth or whatever. That looks gold.
So,
Yeah.
I think I have an idea. I'm not exactly sure on the precise mechanism, but if you're going to, if it's aluminum powder coated, which is a very strange thing. I'm not sure if this is a process we would see from Benchmade, but aluminum coated and anodized. If you have more dye, it'll be that version of the color, but a little bit darker. But that's difficult to do with flat planes. If you have a pocket for that material to accumulate, makes sense. The other thing could be, if this is titanium powder coated, electrically anodized. So if that powder coating is electrically anodized to give that color, maybe the way it was hooked up to the machine, maybe somebody just, I don't know, voltage was a little too high or too low. Where, yeah. That's
On
super
one
weird,
side
though.
versus the other? Well, I have
Yeah.
a theory. There's this little thing in like minor auto body things called paint markers
Okay.
that
Go on.
somewhat match the color of specific makes and models of cars. So you can get a Ford red, you can get a Toyota blue, you can get a blah, blah, blah. That if you happen to have some paint chips and some minor whatever, you might be able to dap this little paint marker in to conceal some sort of damage or chip.
Interesting.
I don't
Now-
know if they're painted though.
On the green one, the bronze with the gold one in particular looked like it was something more so than the fuchsia one. Now on the green one, and I didn't have a picture that I had brought up, but the green one was black on one side and silver on the other.
Hmm.
So it was just bare steel
Hmm.
on the inside of one and
I mean-
black on the other.
Okay.
Aren't their thumb studs aluminum?
No, their thumbs.
I believe
pretty-
on
I'm
this
pretty sure they're
model.
steel.
I thought Benchmade's thumb studs just across the board were aluminum.
I thought they were steel, but aluminum or titanium powder coated and then electrically anodized. I thought that's how Benchmade did their coloring for all their hardware, like the standoffs and such. But
I
I
don't
don't know now. I might have to test with a magnet later because I don't have one available right now.
I was looking and I noticed things about weird color
Now,
abnormalities.
yeah, no, that's a good catch. I was gonna say the only Benchmade I have on hand is the Fact right now, but for the amount that I flicked it, it doesn't have a ton of wear, and it's not gonna show up very nice on the camera because of the highlights. But the black, if it's paint or whatever it is, hasn't worn off terribly much. What about you guys? You guys have way more Benchmades than I do.
I just don't have much coated. My bailout's fine. Or not my bailout, my Super Freak, sorry. My bailout's also fine. So yeah,
Huh.
I don't know. They're black and black. My Contigo, black and black.
There, oh, okay, interesting. So it must be a powder coat of some kind, or a paint, or something.
I don't have my red or blue barrel space thumb studs, anything. I traded them away. Get
That's
that
fair.
color out of my face.
Well, any other points you guys want to bring up and us discuss? Because we're getting close to about half hour here.
I got. Sorry, go ahead.
Just the texture on the handle scales and how nice it is.
Oh, yeah, good shit. Benchmade continuing to do good things with texture and contouring.
Yeah, not quite bailout texture, not quite Osborne texture, somewhere in between. It's kind of nice. It kind of reminds me of actually the aluminum bug out texture, if anything. Yeah. Two small minor notes as well that I will throw out there just as we're ending out. Because I've been looking at this thing for 17 months waiting for it to come out, not in the color I've been waiting for. So I watched a video for the SHOT Show for 2022 release, and it had 3 bailouts sitting there. There was no gray one. There was a blue one sitting there at the video on SHOT Show 2022. So if you're actually looking at the one video in particular, they show a blue one, a green one, and a bronzy one.
They're just calling that blue.
Gray, or came out with it after the fact and was like talking about the gray in the catalog, and then by the time it got to SHOT Show, it was actually blue. I don't know.
This is super minor, but I'm just looking at this photo I have up now of the 3. That looks gold in the bottom of that blue thumb stud.
Yeah, sure is. Maybe they used the wrong paint marker.
It's probably the anodizing if they're steel and they're powder coated and everything else.
The fact that it's gold and the rest is blue leads me to believe that this is voltage based. It has something to do with electricity. It might be titanium powder coated.
It could be as simple as that hole formed a little bubble, and it kept it from properly converting electricity.
I could see that, yeah.
So on the note of the blue, and yes, it's funny that you can see that on this blue one in particular, but the blue one from 2022 and watching the video of. The other thing is I just watched a video that had come out from a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something like that type of thing, for the new versions that came out, and the reviewer had a blue one that said first production run on it. The green one didn't. The bronzy charcoal flat earth, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not charcoal. That's the one I keep wanting.
None of the ones that I've touched have had first production run on them.
No. And I thought it was very interesting that the blue one, the only one he had that had a first production marking on it, was a Crater Blue.
Come to think of it, I've talked to somebody in the shop somewhat recently, and I've drawn blanks on specifics, but they also made mention of a first production run in blue, but not the other colors.
So, again, with the official announcement being on, I believe it was May 18th, so 10 days ago now from when it came out, something like that type of, give or take. And then a week to come out on the website, and then are having who got the first production runs? Like, and were they only blue? Was their first productions in green and first productions in flat earth, bronze, burnt, something, dark side?
But were the first production runs made last year?
Go all conspiracy theory about it, but yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know. There's a bunch of questions, but summarize. Let's get this train rolling and cut this shit down.
Of course.
Oh man. Okay, I think we've all come off as minorly annoyed.
I've got a fun score for this one.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay. I'm going to give this a solid 12 out of 17. Because it took an extra year, 17 months. It's like a 60, 65%, somewhere in there. I like this knife. I'm probably going to own one at some point. But there's things that annoy me about it.
That is a fantastic rating, by the way. We did spend a lot of time talking about what was weird and wrong and strange with this knife, but on the whole, it's a sweet little blade. Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, there's little fit and finish issues that aren't quite what you would want them to be, but it's Benchmade. That's nothing terribly new for them. And realistically speaking, again, you're looking for M4 done at this hardness. He treated this well, assuming, just going by the history of what M4 has been like from Benchmade. It's a sweet little knife. Too small for what I would generally like to carry. If I'm going to carry a small blade, I'd like to have a bit of a larger handle to compensate. I think this for me, it falls a little bit short, literally, of the mark.
Have you given it a score yet?
I have a pun that I'm trying to parse in my head here.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it 3 shots of penicillin because one for each color, and maybe you just pour one on the ground for the color that it should have been, the charcoal gray. One for my homies. So
I also agree with Alex that I'd like to see more purple. They should do a shot show variant.
Oh, dude, if this came in purple, I'd be okay with that. Man, Paul took a.
It's too late. Rating. Yeah, it's too
You're
late.
welcome. I'm proud of it.
Rate it one goat. Rate it one goat boy because that's the actor.
No, I'm just gonna give this thing a. It gets a 1/2.
1/2.
It's half the knife it needs to be. Because if you're going to pay that much for a Benchmade with these materials, you may as well get a bug out. Or bailout.
I'm for a bug out.
I just thought you meant you wanted like a full-sized immunity. Like
this is the full immunity. Can you imagine if they made like a fuller immunity? And it's just a... Oh, okay. But that being said, if they made this thing and like $25 more expensive, sure, why not? But it's a 4-inch Warncliffe blade. Like, make this exact thing, but fucking native chief the shit out of it.
Only if they call it the cure.
Yes! Dude! Okay. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, it's expensive. I think for the right person, it's worth it.
I think CPM's going to buy 12.
And fire them out of a cannon into the sun.
Out of 17?
Yes.
Oh man.
Gonna have 17 immunities stacked out in front of him. I'll take those 12, please.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I have a blunderbuss to fire.
Haven't really planned for anything to say at the end of this, but I'm gonna try and trim this for the review portion of the video. So, thanks for joining us. I am the Iron Joe.
What? He's signing off?
Yeah.
In the wrong order.
Yeah. Because
I guess I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
And who's that?
XL.ca.
Thanks again for joining us, guys. We're going to continue the live stream, but for those watching the review, talk to you later.
Peace. And
join us on the live stream. God.
I just realized, I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something for the video so we can edit it.
Can't you just edit that part and put it at the end?
No.
I think I would just thank the Cutting Edge for loading these knives for first impression as reviews would probably be a little bit of a better plug.
Probably should do that.
Check the discount code down here for something, whatever, because I'm sure
if I do manage to segment that out, I'll put that in the description for sure.
Maybe not this week, but get your shit together.
Yeah.
We got a discount code to use. Come on. Figure an outro. Put it down there. I don't know. Sure, probably. I'll talk to our web guy in like 3 seconds. I probably have one tonight before the end of the stream if we wanted it.
All right. We'll
Good
figure
Lord.
it out.
Anyway, yeah.
I didn't know that was part of the deal. All right.
Neither.
All right. So, live stream. We got a little bit of something to talk about.
Indeed. So, we launch right into it?
I've been in the dark for fucking, 2 weeks now?
I can't believe Joe's still in the dark. And it's only been like a week.
I might not. Right? I might just have completely forgotten about registered or deregistered.
There's just one thing to be registered about.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So
you're missing out on the internets.
What should I be losing my absolute goddamn mind over? Because apparently I should be.
If you go on to your Google box and you look up Spyderco.com.
The Google box?
That's dangerous.
The Google box. Yeah.
Spyderco.com
the Google box
is
from my grandfather. You can't make fun
to load.
That's because Paul won't shut up. But no,
I have ruined the internet with my voice.
Reveal Volume 13?
Oh!
Oh, shit!
So it's a 2-for-1, boys. It's a 2-for-1.
No, it's the native chief I said it would buy if it ever became available. God damn it. All right.
Sucker.
Is it an S45 and lightweight? Or Magna Cut?
No, it says BD1N on the blade, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
an
okay.
interesting choice.
I do not own any BD1N, so I'm okay with that, I guess. Okay, so that's what we're doing tonight, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing tonight. Yeah.
Let's talk. I know of some things. I don't know of a BD1 native chief.
I know of
what the
something.
hell, man?
I know of something that is probably an exclusive. But
Exclusive or a sprint?
Well, now there's a little bit of hope that it's a sprint, because if we can get our hands on it, I think the three of us are going to own the same fucking knife, and we're all going to spend too much goddamn money on it. But
we'll get there.
So,
and it might just be the two of us.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Native chief.
Oh no,
BD1N.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it just in case I'm wrong. But
no, we're talking about the first knife. Do we need to talk about the first knife?
Is it here? Oh, it is on the first page. Sweet. Okay, I was hesitating on pulling the trigger there. No, we've already talked about the native chief a lot, but it is really nice to see that, yes, there's a budgety version. Well, I'm assuming gonna be a budgety version. Does it only come in half serrated though?
But the original picture on the front page was plain edge, wasn't it?
Yes, you are correct. It was plain.
And they have edges down below. If you look at that page, available edges with the gray boxes. There you go.
Oh, this fully serrated would be kind of nice. Okay. Okay. I'm into it.
I already own a Voyager, so that's fine.
I want a Spyderco Voyager, damn it.
Jose saying that he has a couple chef knives in BD1N. It's a nice, reliable steel. So
it's good to hear.
Yep.
What would you? We don't necessarily need to wait for a response. We can look again later. But what would you liken that steel to in terms of performance? A similar kitchen steel. Anyway,
good return on effort, which is nice. So
okay, well that's very cool. Not much else to say about it though. It's a bigger chief. It's something we've talked about before. I'm excited to get it in hand. I like a lot of Spyderco's FRN stuff. I think.
Where's that one made? Is it Japanese with that scanner? Or?
USA.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You got my attention.
I couldn't remember where the FRN natives were made, but I thought, yeah, made in the States. Very cool.
All right, next knife.
Hey, look, it's an all black, fully serrated, and oh my god, it's in Spy 27. Oh shit. Okay. I might get the Spy 27 before I get the BD1N. I've wanted to play with that steel for a while.
Because I briefly flipped forward just to see what the next knife was as you were doing this reveal, and I saw that blue and thought it was K390.
I would be okay with that too, but this is the American model, so.
And then when you flipped the page and disappointed me after I got a sneak peek, and it actually wasn't even the thing that I thought it was going to be. Good times.
Are you disappointed that this is Spy 27 instead of the K390?
Well, come on, dude.
You can't compare those two.
No, I want something stainless. Spy 27? Yeah, that's the way I want it.
Yeah, you want something stainless.
I want something stainless.
You're greedy.
Dude,
it's not all about you, Joe. It's about me.
That is true. I am very sorry, you bastard. Although I do have a police in my pocket right now. I do like this thing.
Schleissen.
Oh, it's
all right.
Great. Next
it's
page,
the black BD1N as well, like the fully serrated black one.
The micro Jimbo. I heard about this.
And yes, cool for the record, Paul. Yes, the blacked out one is BD1, and then yes, a micro Jimbo.
Yeah,
because you're not the only sons of bitches that got an immunity.
I was gonna say this is actually probably not going to be a bad option. I want to do a size comparison if and when we get these into the shop.
Well, I can tell you, overall 6.22. The other one was 5.94.
Okay.
Oh, I might actually like the micro Jimbo more.
Blade was 2.54 or 4.5 on the micro Jimbo. It was 2.49 on the immunity.
Wow. Okay.
So blade length is almost identical with a longer handle.
Man, that is too funny.
Yeah.
Wire clip, compression lock. It looks pretty neat.
Now, the question I have for you.
All
Does
the
that
money.
look hologram to you?
No, that looks flat.
No, full flat.
I think they
Yeah.
actually talked about that in the reveal video. Anyway, they talked about how this differs from the other two in the Jimbo series. The Jimbo and Jumbo are both hollow. This is not. But I think this is a better choice for a knife this small.
It's completely fair.
That's yeah.
Yeah. I this is the first Yojimbo that I kind of like.
Well, and they're still sticking with S30V very quickly because this could be its whole own thing. But what do you guys think about S30V in today's day and age?
It's bullshit. No, it's good. It's good still. I've come full circle on it. I like it again.
Me too, but you did.
Start
Well-
with it's bullshit.
I was like, oh, we're fighting now.
Okay, but for some reason, like all the Chinese markets have skipped over S30 and everything is just S35 now instead, right?
I think it's
Which
just
is why I like it again.
yeah.
They're going to turn S35 into so much of a budget steal that S30 is now worth more of a premium.
Look, now that S45 exists, S35 has to go to somebody, okay?
This is true. And S30V still holds an edge better than either of them. And if we know anything about the current knife market, edge holding is the only fucking thing that matters. Toughness
What else is there, Joe?
Be damned,
Not-
right?
Not blade geometry at all.
No,
It's,
no.
Edge
That being
stability.
said,
It's-
these
yeah.
things look slicey as hell. What's the stock thickness on this? Holy shit, 3.7 mil. Okay, so they're still leaning into the tactical nature of this thing. This
We
is not going to
tough.
be yeah, this is going to be like a what did Lynn Thompson call it? A mouse knife?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Giant mouse knife.
That's a
All
different thing together.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
There's many more pages to get to. I guess we should flip.
Next knife.
Hey, military tools. Oh, sick. I'm gonna waste money. I'm gonna buy a third fucking military.
So the question
This is the thing.
is,
We've already had people asking about this knife, and it appears as if
Oh, there's
she's
more.
coming soon.
Okay.
I think
There's
I might
no-
have to get it.
there's
Go
no
ahead.
lefty military too.
Let's flip to the next page quick.
There's not.
Oh,
It
I
looks
was gonna say
like-
that there's four-way adjustable. What are you talking about? But I see what you're saying.
The compression lock. Yeah.
They do a lefty PM2. Yeah.
Interesting. That might be on its way though, because every single iteration has. Hold on a second. Even as I'm saying that, did the Para 3 ever have a lefty variant?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I can't think of it. I can't think of one.
So also of note, military 2s are using S30, not S45 like the PM2s and the PM3s.
Because the original is still using S30, right?
Yep, the original military is still S30. Although
Can you get an original military, or will you be able to in the next year or so?
they did
Probably
say
not.
no, they actually did say that they are going to continue making the liner lock version for some time. I think honestly what that means is they're going to wait to see what sales look like. And if the military 2 does better, then yeah. I mean, to be honest, the tip down only nature of this knife, it kills it for a lot of people. I totally understand if the military 2 takes over. That being said, I want a military 2 in S110V, damn it, or at least give me S90, something.
Why would you say those words, Joe? You just ruined a knife sale for the cutting edge. Because I was gonna say I want to buy that Digicam one and dye it Digicam purple.
Look, you can still get both. You could buy 2 of the same knife. I already have 2 militaries. I'm going to buy a third and possibly a fourth. But if Spyderco does their usual thing of the limited with the carbon fiber and the S90V, I'm gonna have a really hard time saying no to that sprint in the military.
Yeah,
too.
that'll cut.
And with the
that'll cut
compression
the
lock
mustard, so to
too,
speak.
like god damn, second compression lock after the junior that I actually really want to carry. But that is a shame that they haven't outlined actually doing a left-handed version yet.
You're just saying that to patronize me.
No, it's but it's something that they've done since the beginning. Like they've even done. I think the original paramilitary had a lefty version back in the
Well,
day.
yeah, and the original military had a lefty.
Yeah. Oh, I mean the military, the paramilitary, and the paramilitary
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
three of those have had one. So I imagine they're going to do a lefty for this guy as well. Anyway,
You got to do a lefty.
there's also a leaf
Well.
jumper in K390 that's kind of cool looking.
It's kind of cute.
I thought the leaf jumper was kind of a nice looking knife. You know?
It's
What's
all
the
right.
blade length on that bad boy?
What's that, sorry?
What's the blade length on that bad boy?
3.1 inch.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's actually
Alright.
really. That's not too small. That's not too big. That's nice.
It's
So
like
basically,
a backlock Delica.
well, it's the native, but if they just sharpened it all the way instead of giving you a big old choil, basically.
No, you're both wrong. It's a re-release Temperance.
I mean, it's
They
also
have a little
Oh,
Temperance.
yeah,
But
okay.
if you look at the original Spyderco Temperance,
the handle is pretty similar.
what
What do you mean, Spyderco just makes the same knife over and over? And
You
They-
sue yourself. All right. Continue on.
Don't do it! Don't do it! All right. Oh, what the hell are we looking at here?
Next knife.
Yeah,
Darkwing Duck.
It's hey, that's excellent.
Let's
get dangerous.
That's the reaction you
Let's
did.
get dangerous.
Okay, and for the
Um,
record, if you zoom in on Shadow Boy, he's got glasses.
Oh, he totally does. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
what a nerd!
Loser. So there's no name.
We all just bashed the shit out of his
This
shadow.
random shadow.
So
Fuck that guy.
there's no name on this knife on the page. Is that
not a man
that's-
bug?
I was gonna say, that's not a ladybug, is it?
How
Is
about
that-
you just click one forward and then you'll know?
Did they? Oh, it is a man bug. Okay.
It's the man bug leaf.
Yeah. I don't remember what the man bug originally looked like, so this means nothing to me.
Not as much like a dragonfly as this one.
Oh, I see. It's more. Oh, it's a paramilitary, but super, super small is what
Yes.
that blade shape was.
Correct.
Okay.
That's a straight spine stretch. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What do you mean Spyderco makes the same knife over and over?
You too. Sue
They make
yourselves.
two.
Oh shit! It's a UK pen knife. Is that K3? Oh no, it's Spy 27. I'm still interested,
Okay.
but I thought the UK pen knife was in K390, and I got super
The UK
excited.
pen knife's such a letdown. I want to like it, and then every time I play with it, I'm like, I don't like it as much as I thought
I
I would.
like
Yeah.
it though. Oh man. Anyway, those are both cool.
Next knives.
Yeah. The
Oh, damn, son.
Tenacious.
Damn, son!
Shit. Brown G10 and M4. What the fuck?
Is Big Brown Bear part of this one?
Holy shit.
No.
No. But what the hell?
Does this mean I can
Awesome.
die?
Dude, is
Ten
this
handle?
You can
okay?
turn it black.
Outside of
I can
Kaiser,
turn it other things.
outside of Kaiser, who else is making M4 bladed anything in a folder in China?
Oh, there's people. I'm sure there's people.
But in like this isn't a Sprint. This is a standard production knife,
No,
right?
yeah, but they're like weird companies. It's
Oh, okay, fair enough. I haven't been all that aware.
like probably
But-
like Tucson and some bullshit like that. I
What was
bet
that?
you can find those.
Probably.
Spyderco is also a weird company. Coincidence?
Yeah, they are pretty fucking strange, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dude, this is cool as shit. The Tenacious is a wonderful platform. I think this is going to revive that particular fan base really aggressively.
Well, I think the S35 already had started to. And I think the evolution
Yeah.
of the bidirectional lightweight to back to the G10, but with brown,
Like, you saw my reaction a couple seconds ago. That's not
fantastic.
that's not even for me. I don't know that I'll buy this, but the fact that it's going to be available, like, holy shit, that's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
knowing that this is going to be out and knowing what they've done with the lightweight S35 series, does that also mean that they're going to do that with this family now, too?
Probably. Fingers
Oh.
crossed.
And if you have a brown G10 resilience with M4, or you have one of the little pipsqueak ambitious or blah 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 with
Yeah.
M4 in a little
That's the
tiny
direction I was
package.
thinking. Yeah.
Me.
Little tiny package.
Go on,
That's-
Spyderco. Go on.
You know what? I'm okay with them coming out with variations of the same knife over and over again because we end up with cool shit like this. That's awesome.
Stop suing yourself for a couple minutes.
As a
Make
treat.
some other variations.
Make this crap, and then go back to suing each other.
I'm sorry. Did you say as a treat?
As a treat. Yep. Stop suing yourself.
Very nice.
As a treat. Holy shit, that's
Beautiful.
And then the knife
awesome.
next to it that we kind of is fun, but what no one cares about because we just saw it M4 Tenacious.
enough too. So it did. Okay, so hold on. We have the cutting edge has the enough too.
But not specifically with a Spidey yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
This
serrated
is-
it, and then
this
they were
is
like,
pretty
ta-da.
pretty fucking cool. So I think we've talked a little bit before about why fully serrated edges can suck, but in a steel as wear resistant as K390, less suck, and very, very, very little suck at all. Being able to touch up a fully serrated K390 edge with a ceramic from time to time, yeah, you might be fighting a little bit more than you would at the plain edge, but for how little you're going to have to do it, oh, this is awesome. I've wanted a fully serrated K390 police to be available for a little while. Like, I just want to see it. But that's cool. That's really cool. That's going to make one hell of a bread knife.
Can we get the regular enough in K390, please and thank you?
Just for the reference.
Fully serrated sheep's foot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
There's the enough.
And then finally, release your Subway Bowie. I want it.
See, I always like the clip point, but the
You're
Warcraft
wrong on
does
that one,
for
by the
those
way.
sheep's foot. It's nice. But anyway, yeah.
Purple.
I just wanted enough too in sheep's foot and K390, and maybe
That's
serrated.
also cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
Anyway, next knife.
Oh, look, the Spider Coin 2023. And the
Spider
Sharpkeeper.
Coin?
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, no.
Is
Oh,
this the exclusive you thought was
fuck.
an exclusive?
that is the exclusive I thought was the exclusive.
It's not an exclusive, Joe.
Shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I might start putting money down.
Yeah. I'm going to have to start selling some stuff so I can start putting some money down. So this is a 20 CV carbon fiber subvert.
It is. It is. I might not buy it.
It's 5.9 ounces. What does the original subvert weigh? I'm curious.
No idea. No idea.
6.9.
6.9, yeah. Well, it's titanium, so, you know.
Yeah, titanium liner lock still.
6.2 ounces. They only managed to shave 0.3 ounces off by switching to carbon fiber.
From
Mind you-
G10, though, it's like they didn't have much wiggle room on that one.
I suppose not. And the titanium is ultra thick, but it's fuck. Man,
So
yeah.
I like the fact that it's in 20 CV, but I think this knife could have done with a different steel as well.
Yes. 90. Come on. You done it before.
Yeah, I would have bought this knife with S90. I don't think I'm
S90.
going to buy this knife with 20
Yeah.
CV.
Anytime I see carbon fiber from a Spyderco this size, I immediately think S90. That's
I think my issue with this guy in particular in 20 CV is I think it's a cash grab for Spyderco. I think they could have used other steels and still the $600 price point that everyone thinks this knife is going to be at, whatever it is, type of.
Look, if it's a cash grab, I accept it. They're going to have my cash. Because I want your subvert, but I want this one more.
And it was 4 for an S30 and
So,
G10. So
on
I mean,
that note, on Spyderco's website, yeah, it's listed for 600. The original subvert is 576. It's not that much more.
so yes, given that the original is overpriced to high hell as well.
Yeah.
And I'd pay full retail for mine. I didn't even play employee discount for mine. Mine was cheap. Anyway,
That's
I
fair.
just think, like you said, the S90s, the S45 train, the
M4. They're clearly working on M4.
Dude,
Um,
start using Spy 27 into your exclusive stuff occasionally. Like, come on.
a
It's going to
Magna.
ruin this night for me in Spy 27. I'm going to be honest. At $600.
I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah.
how thick the blade stock on that is on this thing. Like, that's not something that Spyderco usually fucks with.
No, with how nicely the original flicks open, I'm going to have to buy this. The reason I'm playing with this knife tonight is because I was going through my own collection and playing with carbon fiber, because I have a couple things that are coming forward here in carbon fiber soon, and it makes me want to carry it.
I'm very curious on what CPM's thoughts are, given that I'm pretty sure he's got Nadia Mora Sabotage in the fancy piano glove collection.
Yeah,
So.
CPM. What now?
I said, sir.
So we didn't talk about the Sharp
Anyway.
Keeper blade guards or the Spider Coin, but do we really need to?
No.
Depending on the price point of the edge guards, but they're going to be overpriced. They're not going to be a budget version edge guard. They're going to be a $30 edge guard. That's ridiculous.
I do like the fact that they got holes in them to let moisture out, though. That is nice.
Do they say what their edge guards are? You're on their website. Can you find Sharp Keeper and see what price point US they got?
Okay, so for the 4.5 inch, it's $10. For the 7-inch, $10.50, and for the 8, $11. Okay, so they're not terribly expensive.
They're not actually that bad.
Yes.
So for kitchen edge protectors, that's actually a competitive price. We might bring some of those into the cutting edge because they're right up there with any sort of Victorinox or Henkel or Wusthof edge guard that's out there on the market nowadays.
Yep.
They do look like they're felt lined, which is
And
interesting.
they got holes.
Cloth lined. Thank you very much. Read the description.
Okay.
Hold
Soft cloth liner.
black.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually have a drink open.
There you go.
Yeah, wait.
That's much easier.
What am I doing? Yeah, okay.
So
anyway.
I can
No
happily
offense.
just talk about that submariner for the rest of the night, but
Yeah,
So
next
the-
knife. We got more.
Oh shit! That's what they did. Okay, I knew that they had some glass Nishishin left over. I knew that they were saving it for something. That's cool as hell.
They had a lot of it. They had a lot of it left over. If they're doing a sprint run out of an XL stretch, it wasn't a small amount of Nishin left over.
What are you talking about? It's a limited run of 12. No, it's no.
there's this one. Good luck.
It's-
Spyderco collector already has it.
I was gonna say, if he doesn't get it, I would feel offended for him. Like, Jesus. So it's another entry to the lineup of VG10 Damascus line knives that Spyderco does. They've got the Delica, Endura. I think they had the Native Endura.
The native
This
was
is
an
cool.
anniversary of Damasteel.
Oh, that's right. It was the 40th. Right. Okay, so that doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
Damasteel versus the VG10. Either way, cool as shit. That's awesome.
Kind of cool, but I don't know if this is. I don't know. I'm not a blue niche guy.
I love it, but this is purely collector's territory for sure.
I did like it on the little I do like the Nishishin patterns and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know that this is a knife for me.
And
The next knife, on the other hand, but
yeah, they're reintroducing blue super or super. Yeah, no super blue, but they're doing it with the Zom
but
scales.
but go on, zoom in to that top little fonty fonts.
Sold consumer direct only. Motherfucker. Well, okay. That sucks for Canadians, but hey, for you Americans, hey, if you want to get a super blue blade with DLC coating that will protect it over time, you can order one. Congratulations.
The last time they've done Super Blues, there was not DLC, so I do actually like the fact that because Super Blue will Super Blue on you.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
How many times have I said too? It's like the K390 shit. Like, come on. If there was anything in your lineup that I want to see DLC on, it's gotta be the stuff that turns rusty as shit. This is a really, really, really smart move.
No. Just clad it and be done with it.
Well,
Well, it
okay.
already is cladded.
Yeah,
This one is.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
they're
the K390. I wonder
oh
if
the
there's some.
K390. The last time they had a super blue, it was also laminated as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I almost bought it the last time in the Delica, the light blue handle.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that's a nice.
mhm.
I think we know a guy who ended up with one of those. I think he really likes it.
Yeah,
I know a
kick
guy.
myself for letting it go.
I don't know if we're dropping names, but next knives, they're Delicas. That's a good. Yeah. Dragonfly twos. Oh no, and they're still sold consumer direct only. Shit, I might have owned a Dragonfly too.
Yeah. Womp, womp, womp.
And then next to it,
Another
A
consumer
mule.
only, but I'm not surprised to see that with a mule team. Ooh, what? What?
Justin puts that.
K294.
does the K's work like backwards from like the V's, where less K's is a good thing?
I don't know.
Because you have K390. So I'm thinking that K294 has got to be like, 96 K's better.
Oh yeah, it's A11 tool steel because I remember what a
10V.
So it's an air hardening.
oh
Well,
10V?
it says in their description, A11 tool also comparable with Crucible's 10V.
Okay.
so it is powdered. It isn't just an ingot steel. So A11 seems to be able to get to a high working hardness of 64 to 65.
Can we get Big Brown Bear helping out with this one as well,
Whoa.
please?
I don't know if it's
Only if you call him Brig.
Big Brown Bear.
Hey, Brig.
Brr.
Oh, hey, look, the description here also comparable to Crucible Industry CPF 10B. If you read things, maybe you learn something.
Well, someone's got to lead this hat.
Hey, man. If you read things, sometimes you learn something.
That's pretty cool. Also, as a side note, in case the viewer was not aware, you can actually order scales, G10 3D machine scales for your mule team. They're cool as hell and they're super crisp, and I think it's a good addition.
Absolutely.
Speaking of
knife?
things, no more knives. They're just a bunch of trucker hats. Actually, I don't. I kind of like those hats.
Mhm.
Consumer direct only. Okay, well that would probably make it past the border, so I might actually order a Spyderco hat.
I'd wear the brown one.
to buy Spyderco's across borders.
What's that, sorry?
You're not allowed.
Oh,
can't order on the cross
right,
border.
regionally controlled. Yeah, that sucks. Oh,
You need a middleman,
no.
Joe. You need a middleman.
That work shirt. Love it.
You would.
Oh, man. Okay.
The black button-up's not bad.
Yeah, I don't really care for the blue ones quite as much, but
And then, last but not least,
cover. Fantastic.
wow.
It's a feather.
Well, that's
Is the half spider like the shadow of the feather? Like that knife had that superhero dude? Is that what they're going for on this last page?
what are you talking about? Shadows of feathers.
The feather, and then behind the feather, there's half of a bug because it's the backdrop on Spyderco's website. Come on, man, you're ruining my fucking joke.
I zoomed in and I couldn't see it, and I thought I was blind.
Ooh, okay.
What? What?
I just went to a competitor's website to look at their subvert. And
They're coming soon, or their existing one?
coming soon.
And what do we got for CAD pricing?
570 CAD.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
No, that's. Oh shit.
It wasn't a Canadian competitor. It was an American competitor.
Okay. I guess I was like, that is spicy, but
It might be grandiose for us to call them competitors. They're pretty big, but yeah. I was hoping.
So that subvert's cool as hell.
Yeah, you got me on the hook for that one.
Man. I don't need another titanium frame.
No, but they did it right. They did carbon fiber on both sides, nice thick liners.
They
Like
did. They really did.
And then
it's
put
really gonna chap my ass when a year from now they release the carbon fiber S90 version.
Dude,
Spyderco don't play that. Spyderco don't play that game, man.
they would. That's just it. Like, I don't know if they
fat
would.
carbon fiber, bro.
They like to keep their knives collectible. They're very strategic about releasing things to keep their collectability. You won't see another Sleesh Bowie after the Knife Joy blue one came out for another 5 years or whatever it is before someone else comes out with another one.
Why are you trying to hurt my feelings?
Because they play their cards smart, even though you don't want them to.
Yeah. Have you seen the Muppet running that show?
That's why Spyderco's secondary market still maintains value to this day, is because they're smart about what they do.
That's fine. I will buy this one, knowing that another one's not going to come for 5 years, and be happy with the one I got.
Yeah, and then when that one comes out and everyone bitches that it's blue with a satin finish instead of stonewash mirrored blade like it should have been, yours will go up in price. Oh, wait, no, that's mine. Mine will go up in price even more. No, yours will too. But
yeah.
My OG one will still be better. Well, they make them both, though. That's the other thing, is this is a sprint on an existing. It hasn't been a discontinued that they're re-releasing. It's a sprint of an existing knife. So,
don't get me wrong. I love 20CV. It is quite possibly my favorite go-to steel.
Yep.
But we're talking about the S90V potential future maybe variants, and it's just like, I don't know. This thing isn't exactly thin behind the edge. The one thing I'd be concerned with 20CV is a little bit brittle, but not with a blade like this.
Yeah. It's surprisingly slicey because of the full flat and because of how big the blade is, but it's not bug out slicey.
Yeah.
Like you've reprofiled an S90 bitch.
But imagine the combination of this and a Skaha. I've got all my bases covered.
Do you? Do you have your bases covered?
Don't I? I mean, I'm not going to baton with either one of them because that's
pull out a bone saw. All right. That's what this subvert needs, is just a gut hook on the back. Then it's just.
I bet you it skins pretty nicely, honestly.
That belly, it really would.
Yeah.
It's a good belly.
It's my hunting folder.
All right. Anyway,
anything else we should talk about in here before we back? Okay, that Tenacious with the M4 though.
Yeah.
Holy
everyone's
shit.
hyped up about the military too because they actually announced it, but what they didn't announce was the better things.
As much as I hate to admit it, yes, I actually agree. And I'm going to buy a military 2 before I buy an M4 Tenacious, but I still think this is the more interesting option.
It's kind of neat.
I'll force the shit out of the China on this thing. It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, given how inexpensive the S35 variant was, even considering the polymer handles, the FRN handles, this is probably going to be fairly affordable. Speaking of...
I need to get a better clip for that goddamn thing now. I'm going to have to look at MXG to get a Tenacious clip because I'm not putting that monstrosity in my pocket.
$190 American for this guy.
Sub 2.
I'm interested in that. That's cool.
What's their heat treatment on M4?
Okay, so here's the weird thing. Spyderco doesn't really publish numbers for their heat treatments, but there's a lot of community. I was just going to say, but there is a lot of community testing. I don't know offhand what that would be.
I want to say it's a 62, 63. It's in and around, or like a 61, 62. It's in and around what Benchmade's putting it at, but on the softer end.
It is slightly softer.
Because of the GB1, GB2 that we both owned, I'm sure this conversation has come up in controversy when Benchmade had their 3V controversy. I'm sure this came up in conversation. And probably when I sharpened my Kershaw Blur and was like, why the hell is this so easy? It's because it was soft as shit. But they said it was soft as shit on their website, so they weren't lying.
You're calling it soft as shit, but it was still like 60 to 62.
Yeah, it was 60.
So in the Spyderco has a forum. So it's under the board index, Spyderco forums, Spyderco general discussion. There's a thread going where they talk about HRCs for a bunch of blades that have been actually tested, quantified. M4, there's a para 2 done at 64.3. There's an M4 Manix 2 at 64.2. There's a Shaman at 63.9.
64. Well,
Okay.
Dude, holy shit. Now this is interesting. The M4 Gale Bradley 1 was a 62.5, and I think the Gale Bradley 2, I think they had a list in here somewhere that was a little bit lower even. But it looks like most of the other models were considerably higher.
Interesting.
so it's just the Bradley they went soft on. That's weird.
Unless they just tested some softies.
Maybe. It could also be something to do with the fact that the Gale Bradleys were hollow ground and the other knives were not. Maybe that affects the way they had to temper it.
Yeah. And for the record, Infinite, the bone saw is always ready.
Yeah. Should we give a quick shout out to Thomas Moore for letting me know about this stuff while
he gets enough shout outs.
Yeah, he's getting one anyways. Too bad.
Spyderco didn't do that great of a job of announcing it on social media, so we might as well thank Thomas for letting us know about it, because that's where we both heard wind of it.
Yep.
Next time, Spyderco, do a better job on your releases, especially when you're got a subvert hidden up your sleeve.
Especially when, like, this is an exciting release. Yeah.
And for Tenacious and Military 2s and subverts, and people have been waiting for a military.
Even that leaflated man bug is kind of cool. Like,
they had a single post about it on their Instagram, and none of the subsequent posts were new releases from that catalog.
Failure.
So you make one post about it, and that's
it. The S45 on the 45-year anniversary kind of sums up their marketing strategy. It's
They don't know what they're doing. Is that what I'm hearing?
They're not paying attention.
Missed opportunities. Some missed opportunities. All right, we should round this sons of bitches out.
I think we should. Yeah. So,
what's the number one out of everyone?
Subvert.
Oh. Well,
it's the one I'm gonna buy. I don't know when it's coming, but I'm probably gonna start saving some money for it.
I'm excited about the military too, but yeah.
Do we have pre-orders in for that thing yet?
I don't.
No. Military 2s, yeah.
No, the subvert.
No, they've been keeping that one hidden to their chest. So I'll say it's the M4 Tenacious, but the fact that I'm probably not going to buy an M4 Tenacious, I'm probably not yet, at least. Probably going to hold my breath to see what else happens in the M4 series with the Tenacious lineup, like it did with the S35.
Are you hoping for larger or smaller
resilience?
I don't know. I might go both ways. Might get a resilience and a little pipsqueak. What's the smallest one? Ambitious? It's smaller
Ambitious,
than that. Yeah. I thought it was persistent. No, it's
persistent is the next size up.
Okay. Anyway, I might go both ends of the spectrum and just have fun toys. But if I only got one, it would probably be the smaller one.
That's fair.
The smallest. Yeah.
I do like the idea of an M4 Ambitious. If I'm being honest,
little baby guy with M4, just cut for days. Tough as shit and not worry about it. Yeah. But a resilience in M4 is also like, damn. What knife you taking for the next 6 days in the bush? You're like this. This is what
So you want a military, but you wanted an M4 and a less breaky tip. All right.
Lefty carry.
Lefty carry. Yeah, that's
just put a better clip on it. But anyway. Super Blue Dragonflies are sweet if we're never going to see them.
Yeah, that one I'm a little salty about, actually. I think if everything that was in here was available, that would probably be the thing I would put an order in for. Because
I can't help but notice that no one mentioned edge guards.
Well, I don't carry my kitchen knives around a lot. Maybe I'll start back pocket carrying a paring knife just out of curiosity. See how that goes.
Oh, I thought the leaf-bladed man bug because then you could have a superhero in your pocket.
There you go.
Is that a-
Genuinely, I was more thinking like a hawk-billed paring knife. Can I mold the sheath with some heat to make it into a neck knife?
Please don't.
Yeah, that's fair. You got me there.
Please.
No, let him do it. He can wreck 2 things that way. It's fine.
Look, it's not my money on the table, so you do whatever you want.
You mold both of them together for all I care. It's
Yeah. That'll be 1850.
Cheap edge guard, scratch everything. These are not cheap.
well, they're not expensive, but I'm
No,
curious.
I don't mean. I mean cheap in construction. They look
I
like
don't
they're.
know. I haven't seen them.
Spyderco's
Soft cloth.
usually-
There's no felt.
The felt is what's up.
Spyderco's usually pretty good about their peripherals being decent materials, but
They're thermoplastic. They're making it out of the same thing their sheaths are made out of.
Voltron? Really?
Well, no, thermoplastic is what they said.
What is
It's like-
Voltron? Kind of thermoplastic.
I was like,
Is
holy
it all
shit.
plastic technically thermoplastic?
No, because some plastic, it's the amount of malleability it has while it's warm, and then how it takes a set when it cools. But I do take your meaning. Yes, I suppose by that particular definition.
Yeah.
God,
You
God
heat it
damn
all up and make it gooey.
I want. No. I want that Dragonfly 2 with the DLC Super Blue though.
DLCing Super Blue, I don't care if it's laminate or not, is smart as shit. Good job, guys. Do that,
It-
not exclusive.
Yeah.
But I want to patina it. That's my only issue with that.
You want to petunia it, I understand. It's
Yeah.
Look, you keep your petunias to yourself. I'll take my DLC coating.
I will not do that.
Speaking of Paul's petunias, we should wrap this thing up.
Wrapping
How
it
do you wrap the petunias?
very carefully.
Are you kidding me? Crushing them into a compost bin. That's Paul's petunias? I'm not being careful.
Oh my. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. On the back of that performance.
Just a quick shout, Lemmy hangs along in chat. What is up?
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Catch you at the
Hello
end.
and goodbye.
Family's important, but you'll be able to watch the recorded session, so don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Indeed.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thanks to the Cutting Edge for letting us check out the Immunity first impressions and review. Go check it out on the website. Order one of those. Also, go order a Bag Knives Astio. I'm just saying. Support my bros. I want more of those knives in my store.
They aren't going to last long. They seem to be selling pretty good so far.
Well, I was gonna say I got to play with it for all of 5 minutes before they sold out.
They're getting good.
The more that we sell, the more that we can bring in. So, yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. And thanks to all y'all that follow us on Instagram. The rest of you that aren't, it's kind of hurtful, and you should. So go and do it. And there's a bunch of archived photos there that you can go and check out. That's neat.
They're very entertaining old photos. And even one from this year. Like, it's, yeah.
That's awful. Man. I don't
Man.
know what it's. Oh.
It's fun this way.
Thanks also to everyone on Patreon that continue to support us. Christmas 2023 is right around the corner.
It started as a joke. It's no longer a joke.
It's still kind of a joke, but not haha funny.
Nobody's laughing anymore.
No, I'm starting to sweat about it now. It's not great.
Hey, we've got like 6 months. We can figure it out.
Oh, that means by the time
We
we,
had
actually start to
3
talk
years.
about it, we'll have 2 months left, and it'll
That's
just
what
be
I'm saying. We've got 6
that's-
months. We can figure it out. We just
I'm gonna schedule having a conversation about this because otherwise I'm going to forget, and then we're all gonna forget, and then
And
Christmas 2024, here we come.
anyway, and last but not least, thanks to everyone who joined us here week after week. I think we're on again next week. I think everything's good to go for a little while. Something dark side. Anyway,
So I think everybody's
Cool.
in town. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube goodness. Hopefully have some shorts and some new videos coming up here soon if we can get our shit together on that. That's the new format from this week. Hopefully get a little cleaner next couple weeks until we get it down to a science, so on and
We'll
so
get it
forth.
figured out.
Meh, maybe.
Eventually.
Having said that, I think we're going to wrap it all up here, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will see you again next week, same bat time. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I'm Joe.
Exile.ca. And remember, wrap your petunias.
Yeah, just like you wrapped your Microtech, because as soon as the episode was talked about, I put this thing away so it wasn't going to cut me again.
There you go. Petunias.
For the sake of you and all your loved ones, please think of the petunias.
Wrap your petunia.